So next is elevation differences. So the ADA standard states that crack elevations cannot exceed greater than 1/2 inch. This picture shows a slab elevated greater than 1/2 inch. And we saw this frequently throughout our investigation, but the areas we'd like to mention are on the north side of Warren, along the strip of the road. There's plenty of trees every so many feet, and you see a lot of this elevated concrete near these trees as a result of what we think is the roots growing under the concrete and uplifting the slabs, which creates a tripping hazard. Crack widths. The next thing we investigated was crack widths, and the ADA standard states that concrete sidewalk crack widths cannot exceed 1/2 inch. This picture was taken right off of Warren towards the pharmacy building. And we encountered these quite frequently throughout. And through our surveys, we found that these are a nightmare for skateboarders, rollerbladers, anybody trying to get around on wheels. It's terribly a nightmare, and we've heard some horror stories throughout our investigations. So finally, pooling water. So the ADA standard states that there can be no pooling water within a walkway. So concrete is initially designed to provide slope for proper drainage, but not too much slope. As mentioned earlier, there's got to be within 8.3 and 2%. So there has to be enough slope for the water to move somewhere to drain properly. And over time, concrete deteriorates, or it's not well maintained, not taken care of, and it begins to pool, as shown in these pictures. This one's just off Warren, and I believe this is on the corner of Anthony Wayne. And these can be a hazard because pedestrians are now challenged, and they must take a different route to get where they want to go. So in this picture, it could be even more harmful because that pedestrian might consider going out farther into the road to enter at a different point. And then if you're in a wheelchair, in this instance, I just don't see how it's possible for you to get where you need to go without, creating some safety concern for yourself. And then also in the winter, it can become very slippery if frozen. So general improvements. There are also plenty of areas around campus that have just been neglected, as this is right outside of Old Main, and it's just a concrete slab missing. And then if you look at the manhole next to it, it's dipping, creating a lip greater than 1/2 inch, which is also out of the ADA compliance. And then you can see the deficit right here, which is also greater than 1/2 inch. It's probably a couple inches. Then outside of the pharmacy building, this picture was taken, and this is what they were trying to repair, the brick pavers, with actually putting in concrete, when really you should just do it all at once, get it repaired, get it done. But they're just, if one block falls out, they put a little piece of cement in. And then now I'm going to pass things on to Sarah, who will conclude and summarize our presentation.
Hi everyone, so as Tyler said, my name is Sarah Kacharik, and I'm going to be closing our presentation with a few solutions and recommendations that we have for the sidewalk issue at Wayne State, as well as giving you a recap of everything we've discussed today and telling you the main takeaway of this presentation. So to start off with some general solutions that can be done, the picture on the left shows some sidewalk that can just be plain old grinded down. So the lighter area on the sidewalk, which is more white, is the area that has been grinded down. And this would prevent a height difference or the lip in the sidewalk. And this is a really easy repair that can be done. But obviously from our research, Wayne State has not done that so far because we still have the height differences. And this is an easy tripping hazard, and people can fall very easily from this. The next solution that can be done is crack sealing, and it is done in the picture on the right. And all they do is take a sealant, which is just a paste, and put it in between cracks that are about 1/2 inch wide. And this is also a very easy solution, but it obviously hasn't been done through Wayne State so far, and it can be a tripping hazard as well. And one of the other main solutions is that Wayne State can just fully rip out their concrete and replace a whole slab at once. Now obviously this is more time consuming and might cost a little bit more, but in the meantime, overall it would help because it would last longer and it's just more effective overall. So after analyzing, measuring, going outside and seeing the issues we've seen, we have come to a conclusion that something needs to be done. Why else would we be showing you all of these problems if it wasn't an issue? And it is. Our team recommends that Wayne State between Anthony Wayne and Cass Avenue on Warren, that 2% of the sidewalks need to be sealed due to cracking. 5% of the sidewalks that we looked at need to be replaced due to large damage and hazards. And the rest of the areas that we looked at need to have some basic repairs, such as the manhole lids, the sewer drainings, adding handrails places, fixing hole slabs in general, and adding pedestrian crosswalk striping. So the last meeting, what we don't recommend is that Wayne State waits any longer to fix these problems, because the longer they do, the more hazard and issues it's going to be in the long run. Now, we believe these recommendations need to be implemented for many reasons, which also leads us to why this is such an important issue. And for that, the number one reason is safety. We don't want our students, other students, and pedestrians hurting themselves because of these simple issues. However, Wayne State has not done anything to fix them. Another main thing for that is also Wayne State could be sued if there was any possible injuries, and that would just lead them into a deeper hole. And the last reason for that is because these ADA compliances are not being met, and Wayne State could result in hefty fines, which is also just not something that they probably want to deal with. Now, throughout this project, we have learned a lot about the conditions of the sidewalks and how poor they actually are. And the issues we've encountered have proven that this issue is important, and that our team has come up with recommendations to fix it. These issues, such as cracking, broken concrete, pooling water, slopes, elevations, and overall general improvements, are something that need to be done and have not been done yet. Overall, we've learned that there are many safety issues in non-compliant concrete areas, and this has led us to review that the sidewalks themselves need to be repaired and replaced. We've answered the research question that we initially questioned, which was, do Wayne State sidewalks need to be repaired? And that is yes. We hope that with further review and budgets that our project can be implemented. And upon this presentation, we will be wrapping up everything with a feasibility report. Thank you for listening to our presentation today. We really appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.